All right, everybody, we're going to be jumping into basic motorcycle operation and familiarization. Now, this is something that you're going to be doing when you go to the MSF, or honestly, if you ever just want to start riding a motorcycle. You need to know what the bike is before you can actually start utilizing it to get from point A to point B. So how to operate it, just like driving a car, just like playing a new sport or a brand new game. You learn the rules, you learn like where the pieces move. In bowling, you learn, you have the ball, you have the lane, you have to knock down 10 pins, what the order is. And that's what you know. But then actually how to play, you start off pretty bad, you get better and better and better and better. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to figure out what the bowling ball and the lanes and the pins are, and then we're gonna jump into actually riding the motorcycle and getting better and better and better. So let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and learn the motorcycle piece by piece. I got this camera, so you can see everything. And this is just to get you familiarized. Now, like I said, it's just like bowling, just like starting a new game. You have to know the rules, you have to kind of know what things are. So I like to do everything with full gear on because I like to practice how I preach, and I always ride with full gear. So if you do have full gear, it's a good idea to practice. And I'm doing it here at the apartment complex. Now, you probably have a new bike, it was delivered to you, you don't know how to ride yet, maybe you don't even have your permit yet. Hopefully you go get your permit. It's just the written part in some areas. But we're going to go ahead and practice basically just staying in this parking spot. I got my overhang, so if you're in a garage, you can do it in the garage. Make sure you have the garage open because you might have exhaust and you don't want to suffocate there. But driveway, maybe right in front of your house on the street. We're not riding anywhere. We're just learning the actual systems here and understanding. I got my rock form mount with my phone so I could see what everything's happening here. But we're going to go ahead and just jump into it. So we're going to have to learn the parts of the motorcycle. So we talk about primary controls. We talk about secondary controls. These are all terms you're going to utilize in the MSF. So let's just go over those key terms here. So primary controls, what are they? You have your throttle right here. This is going to be on the right side, so it's going to be that whole throttle thing. This is going to give the bike power. You have a front brake lever on the right side. That's going to control your front brake on your tire on the front. That's going to give you a lot of power in braking. This is when I say progressive braking later on. You're using a lot of that front hand doing that. On the left side, this hand grip, this is a hand grip, but it's a throttle, but this hand grip itself does not move. It should not move. So if it does, you might need to repair it. So it should not move. So that's going to be a key indicator of what's different on both sides. The front lever over here on the left-hand side, that is called the clutch lever. The clutch lever goes all the way. The front brake lever gives you a lot of resistance because it's trying to brake. So the clutch lever will go all the way, and that's going to engage and disengage the power to the rear wheel. So you can give this a ton of power, and we got FedEx, this is part of the deal here. You can give it a ton of power, but then if you pull the clutch lever, none of that power will go to the rear wheel. So if you ever run into a situation, you're like, oh crap, squeeze that front lever, and it'll remove all power to that rear wheel no matter what. So that's really important. That's a safety thing. So if you ever get out of control, squeeze that front lever all the way. And if you're going to crash into something, give it some front brake pressure, which we'll talk about later. So primary controls, like I said, let's go over it real quick. We have the throttle. the front brake lever, we have the clutch lever, the handlebars, to me, are a primary control because you need it to turn. And then let's go ahead and move down to here. We have the shift lever on the left foot. The shift lever is going to go down 1 for first gear, and then it's like a half click up for neutral, another half click for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Those second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth is going to be a full click. You'll feel it when you start doing it, so we'll go ahead and move off on that one. We're going to go around the bike, and we have the rear brake lever on the right foot. So if you are a car driver going into motorcycling, it's going to be very natural for you to slam that rear brake because you're used to using your right foot to apply the brakes on the car. So be careful with that one because it only applies about 20-30% power. You really want to utilize that front brake most of the time. If you can do both, that's great, but as a beginner, we're going to focus really on that front brake, and then we'll use some rear brake when we get a little more confident with that. So those are the primary controls. Once again, throttle, front brake. We have our clutch lever, we have our handlebars, we have our shift lever on the left side, and we have our rear brake on the right side. Primary controls. Secondary controls are going to be everything else basically. So usually you're going to have a bunch of buttons or very minimal buttons depending on the model motorcycle you get. This is a Honda Rebel 500. So what I have here is the engine cutoff switch. Now this is going to be something just like the key where you use your thumb and it'll shut off the engine, the power to the engine. The battery will still stay on, but that will shut off power, and that's good for when you're parking and you don't want to reach over or wherever your key is at. You could just stop and park, shut off the engine, and then you can side stand down and then turn off the battery with the key. We have our hazard lights right here. This is the electric start. So once you turn the key on and you're ready to go, everything is doing its checks, you can click this button right here and start the actual bike, okay? So right here we have high beams and low beams. So these are your passing. This says pass right there. So you can actually click that sometimes on some models and it'll just flash the high beams. But these are your high beams and low beams button. You have your electric horn. Some horns are pneumatic, so air, but most bikes have an electric horn. Right now it's not doing anything because the bike's not on. We have right here our turn signals. Okay, some turn signals, they auto cancel when you actually finish the turn, like in a car. But sometimes, and most times with the motorcycles, is that when you turn left, it will stay on the whole time. So sometimes you have to push it in to cancel. So turn right, push it in to cancel. That's pretty much the system right there. So now, what we're going to be doing is actually turning on the bike. So we just familiarize ourselves with the primary and secondary controls. Now we're going to turn on the bike. And once again, we're in a neighborhood, and
Yeah, we're in a neighborhood. We're at the apartment complex. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Let's get that going. How's everybody doing? So Tuesday, yes. We're doing Tuesdays. Tuesday Riding Smart live stream. This is the class. Right now it's focused on the crashes and close calls, after action reviews. But once the Smart Rider training manual and a few other things are finished, I'm gonna evolve it into more of an actual class. So I'm super excited about that. Hey, so really enjoy your channel, learn a lot of good. You're in Tucson too, Luciano? See, like I want to also start up. There's so much I want to do. I want to start up a local chapter for the Smart Rider crew. I think that'd be fun, and that's something I can do. We could start that because the Smart Rider crew. Yeah, I changed my clothes pretty quick, huh? The Smart Rider crew is going to be an online motorcycle club. And there's a link for that for 50% off, but we're not going to talk too much about that. We got the Smart Rider game stuff. But I want to do like something local. I want to do something local. James Frederick, welcome to the crew. It's going to pop up somewhere. I forgot. Maybe down. Nope, right down there. Very nice. How you doing, Hog Rider? It's Missy. Good to see you. Horovac, good to see you. It's Colin. I'm seeing a bunch of the same names in here. And some new names. That's pretty nice. How you doing, Michaela? I'm not your uncle, but it is what it is. A few days closer to getting CBR back. How Arizona's good. Arizona's good. Sedona. Ooh. From Sedona. I was just there a couple months ago. I really liked it. I love Sedona. Going hikes. But yeah, we're gonna be focusing on some crash close calls. So Tuesdays. For the Riding Smart live stream. And then Thursday, I'm going to do an After the Ride. It's not a podcast, but it's more like a talking thing, kind of just a hangout, commentary, whatever. I want to come up with a topic. So maybe after some of the videos today, I'm going to be inspired for a topic. But I do have some other topics I want to talk about. I talked about expectations and stuff last week. Related it to road rage. Something that's been on my mind a little bit lately is like the process of learning, because I really like learning, and so maybe we'll kind of go over that. Oh geez, MGS. How you doing? So yeah, where's everybody from? So I see Chicago, Sedona, Tucson. Hey Dan, long time follower, first time I caught it. Thank you for all you do. Use your trainings all the time in my truck driving training. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, thank you for being here, Isaac. That's another thing is like a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's just road behavior, road driver behavior. I mean, riding a motorcycle, driving a truck, driving your car, whatever it is, you just start to notice. You start to notice people and how they drive. And you can plan around it. The plan method, you can plan around it. Uncle Dan for a while. That's awesome, Colin. I appreciate that, though. King Squeak, how you doing? How you doing? Afternoon. So Montana, Washington, D.C., Bosnia, Tennessee. Yeah, it's like a clubhouse chat. Exactly. So yeah, I'm slowly building the schedule and the routine around the new Smart Rider crew club that we're going to be doing, the online motorcycle club. And so today's the Tuesday thing, and then Thursday's going to be the clubhouse thing. And it's going to evolve. Obviously, like if you've known anybody in content creation, if you try to create your own, the first 100 tries are just not going to be exactly how you want it, but you just have to do it. And so I can't wait to see what, this live stream is going to start evolving too, but I can't wait to see what the Thursday chats will evolve into. And I have ideas of what direction I want to take them. Just the idea, like a virtual bike night, stuff like that, game nights here and there, just kind of like hanging out and chatting, doing stuff. We'll see how it goes. And then I do want to, like I said, like a local thing. That'd be a lot of fun. And then like maybe hosting like Smart Rider games, timing sessions, Smart Rider drills sessions. Because I have all the equipment. All you have to do is show up with your motorcycle. I just got to find a place. Got to find a place to do it. So I might have to start hitting up some local businesses. See what we can do there. From Holland, how you doing? Victoria, British Columbia. Oh, obviously, yeah, I remember Hog Rider, but that's great. Love it. It's in your name. It's in your name. I really want to go back. It's a beautiful area. North Texas. You're an expert at road rage, but I'm Rebel 500. I got one too. Yeah, so we're gonna just kind of like dive into the crashes and close calls, because I'm splitting up like the morning chats, like the chats that we do before, while we're getting everybody in, and I'm splitting that up for the Thursday. So Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we'll be doing another live stream, and I have to come up with a thumbnail. I got the classroom thing, but I might have to start coming up with like a template for the thumbnail, because I want to do the Thursdays at my place. So I think I have an idea. It just popped in my head. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That'll obviously evolve, because this evolved a little bit. Because I'm not gonna have a backdrop. It's gonna be my place. 35 months, almost 3 years. Oh my gosh. I really gotta go pee though, guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that timer back up and bring you back in so you can watch some of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a teleportation real quick. Teleportation. This is the rough draft, actually, of the Smart Rider training manual. So this is like the rough draft of it. This is just the first 3 videos. So I have tons more videos, and right now I'm editing a big block of 50 minutes of apartment riding. So I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna put this back on. It's unlisted, but if for some reason you're able to screenshot the URL at the top, you can watch these. But these will be for the Smart Rider crew. It's gonna be the course, but one of them, if you're a crew member, you get the drills and this course when it comes out. But you can get the course by itself. And this is just like 3 videos out of, I think, 20. So I'm gonna go tinkle. It's about 3 p.m. here, so nobody's really out and about. So I'm not going to hopefully bother anybody, because it's not loud either way. So right here is the key for the Honda Rebel. This is where it goes. So you just put it in, and you turn it and everything. Sometimes it's right in the middle of the stem right here in the motorcycle. So find out where you put your key. So just like a car, if you have an older car, not a key fob, you just turn it. And what happens is that it starts up the process when it comes to the motorcycle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back off so that there's nothing here. I'm going to turn it back on, and it's going to go ahead and do the reboot process just like in a car. So right now it's showing that it's neutral. We have a neutral green light. That is important to understand and know. We have the engine oil and ABS right here. So that engine oil will kick off once I start the bike itself. Like I said, here's the shut off switch and everything. So even if it's off and I try to do this, it won't work. It'll only turn on. It's doing the checks again if I do that, and it's on right here. Okay, so we turned on the bike. Now what I like to do, and this is a good habit for you to do, is once you have the battery on, you check and make sure you have your running lights right here. Those work pretty well. Let's make sure my headlight is on. Headlight is on. I have my turn signal running lights on. And I'm going to just do a quick check. You don't have to do this every time. I just want to show you guys what it looks like. So when I have it turning left, there's the left indicator. Does the left indicator work? Yes, it does. Left indicator work? Yes, it does. Let's go ahead and practice pushing it in. It cancels there. Cancels. Cancels. So I'm just showing you what the primary controls look like too. So I'm turning right. Turning right. Turning right. Very cool. So once again, practicing pushing it in, cancels it. So here's the hazards. I pushed it in. It stays on. Hazards are working. Hazards are working. We're just playing with the controls themselves. We're not really just doing a pre-ride check. We're just doing the controls to show you. Here's the horn. It makes a little noise. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and do the high beams. So there's the indicator for the high beams. It's blue. And now all 4 of the LEDs are on. So if I go ahead and turn it off, only 2 of them. Okay. And let's go ahead and double check the pass button too. So I click it down for my bike. So some motorcycles have cruise control. Some motorcycles have traction control, different modules. You can play with the buttons right here. You can change your trip meter and everything. You know, average 51.7 miles per gallon, all that stuff.
This is a lot of fun. Now, what you don't want to do is leave your battery on the whole time. So I'm just going
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So you want to turn the key. Go ahead and explain it.
to go ahead and turn it off real quick.
There it is. Yeah. So you don't want to leave it on the whole time. So yeah, it's my little Honda Rebel. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We go over a lot of this stuff. There's me kind of chilling. I like that. We have the friction zone and braking practice
All right, so
too.
what we're going to be doing, find that friction, a little bit of paddle walking.
Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. We're going to go ahead and put this down here, because that's going to be for the Smart Rider Training Manual. That's just part of it. That's part of it. The whole concept of the Smart Rider Training Manual is how to ride a motorcycle by yourself without taking a class. Just an alternative. It's not that the classes are worthless. No, I think like the MSF classes, absolutely phenomenal for what it's supposed to do. Get your endorsement and get you starting to ride. Perfect. But if you already have a bike, you don't want to go to the MSF, you can't get to the MSF, well, here's an alternative. So if you guys want to sign up and support what I'm doing, because this is basically like, I don't want to say it's an investor thing, because I think that might be illegal to say that, because it's not. But you are supporting it, so think of it kind of like a Patreon in a way. But once it comes out, I guess it's like Indiegogo. But once it comes out, you get it if you're a member. So right there, 50% off discount. It's $60 a year. You're going to get the drills and the training manual when it comes out, which basically just, there it is. You got, I think that pays for basically those two courses if you just bought them separately. After this training manual comes out, the price is going to be $120 a year. And then it's an actual club. We're going to do a bunch of stuff. So I'm working on some newsletters, some more downloadables for you guys. And then every new course that comes out while you're a member, you just get. So I'm going to be working on some new courses as they come out. And then some discounts, because I want to make the Smart Rider Training Manual a booklet. I'm going to make the new drills a booklet, and you get a huge discount on that, which I'm still working on. I'm thinking at least 50% off. So we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. Join up. Join the Discord. That's free. If you haven't, there's a link in the description for the Discord. That's absolutely free. There's like 7,000 of us. You might want to do that. I'm looking at it right now with the season 1 general chat. Let's go to the general chat itself. You guys are posting about exhausts in the general chat for a little bit. What else are you guys posting? Yeah, some ratchet and sockets. We're gonna get started soon. Can you guys even hear the music? I wonder. I mean, I know you can now. We'll do that. Here we go. All right, so we're going to jump into the crashes and close call stuff. We're going to get that going. I'm going to edit these videos. At least one of them is going to go out. Actually, probably both of them, because now it's Tuesday stuff for YouTube members a little early. And then I got some work to do. I got some drill booklets to send out. And then I'm going to be hanging out at home and working on planning some Smart Rider Crew stuff. Maybe play some Helldivers too. Anybody play Helldivers too? All right. We're just like chatting in front of the class. Make sure you guys grab yourself a slice of pizza. We're going to get started on this video. Let's go and take a look at the intro real quick before we start. Okay, a little crash. Ooh. Oh, one sec. Go back. That's gonna be crazy. So Moto Gaga, we just switched. So there's no freestyle to it, but there is a change. So I used to do Fridays at 11, and with the switch to a routine for the new Smart Rider Crew stuff, I want to switch my own routine up. So that's gonna benefit the crew stuff. So Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to be doing these live streams, the Riding Smart in the class, doing some crashes and close calls. And then Thursdays at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're going to do kind of like a chat, like what would you call it? It was a clubhouse like fireside chat basically, and we're gonna be doing that Thursdays at 5 p.m. So this Thursday I'm gonna do another live stream. I'm gonna test out the equipment at home today. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So here we go. Yeah, watch out for that. So there's a crash. There's a nice little crash. Ooh, he's not gonna be doing too good there. That's a little bit of a fishtail. Probably gonna low side. Yeah, that's gonna probably be my thumbnail, Smee. That one right there. Once we get to it, because right now that's obviously like the intro. That's probably gonna be the thumbnail. That's a good one. I don't know why they didn't use the thumbnail for this video for that. Anyways, we're gonna have to do the intro. Let the clip roll, then talk and rewind them. It makes me fidgety that they stop and halt over and over and they finally play. My only advice is a viewer. Okay, let's try that. So like the full clip. So the reason why I break it up, just a little behind the scenes, King Squeak. The reason why I break it up a little bit is because when I add commentary and educational stuff throughout and pause, it falls heavily more into fair use. If I just like watch it and don't say anything and then I talk about it, it can get kind of murky, a little murky. That's all. But what I can try to do, what I can do a little mix of, is that I can talk while it's playing and not pause, and then go back and do some pauses with educational stuff. So we'll do that. We'll try that. We'll try that this time. And it's always good to get feedback. I like feedback. Here's the thing though. If I'm gonna be listening to you guys for the feedback stuff, how about we get, there's 67 of you, 69, nice. 69 of you in here and 35 likes. There's only 35 likes. You guys haven't signed into class. Because of that, there's no pizza. You guys don't get pizza. Can one of you guys take the pizza out? Hog Rider, go ahead and take the pizza out, please. Go ahead and take the pizza out. Yep. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and take it to the crew lounge. We'll get the green guys, the crew members, and the Smart Rider crew. They can have the pizza, but you guys aren't hitting the... Yeah, so sign in. Go ahead and sign in. And then we'll put the pizza back. We'll get the pizza. But you guys haven't signed in. You have to click that like button. Nope, no pizza. No pizza. Not yet. It's still warm. Crew members, you guys can go ahead and head out there. We got a TV in the crew lounge. Nice, sofa chairs. You can lean back. We have a big screen, like big screen and TVs. You can watch the whole thing from there. All the people that just subscribe or just watching can sit in here and they have to sign in first. Thank you, Hog. I appreciate that. Thank you. You have to sign in. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. And then I'll bring the pizza back. So it might be after this video. So stay with the video. Probably when the second video comes out, we'll bring the pizza back. All right. How you doing, The Martian? You just joined Discord. I see that. All right. Yeah, so make sure you guys sign in. Click that little like button. Let's get to 100 likes. We're at 74 of you in here. Not even 50 likes. All right. I get it. But we're going to go ahead and start this video. Worked out today. Felt a little weaker. I've been doing 100 push-ups every day. And then like at least 30 pull-ups every day. That's another thing with the Smart Rider crew. I want to do some crew challenges. I already have one, kind of. I want to see if people can do. You don't have to match it, but we're gonna do 100 push-ups a day, Monday through Friday. We can take the weekends off. 30 pull-ups. I know it's a lot, but they can be pull-downs on the machine too. And at least 10,000 steps. I want to add lunges in there, like walk. I love walking lunges. Add some weight. but you could do body weight. So maybe, yeah, let's do that. 100 walking lunges. So that's 50 per leg, and then 10,000 steps a day. We'll see if we can do like a crew fitness challenge. See who can be consistent. Yeah. All right, hurry up. Yeah, hurry, guys. All right, 50 likes. All right, we're going to get started here, but we're not going to get the pizzas back out until we hit 100 likes, okay? So here we go. We're going to click that record button. Oh, before we do that, I got to get the pen out. Just because there's no pizzas. Have you guys been eating the pens? Let's make sure. Let's make sure that the pen is working. Oh, it looks pretty light. Can we get a different one? Can we get a different one? There we go. One of you guys were... Doesn't taste like apple. Take the crayons away, too. I know some of you are Marines. I know. All right. Here we go. So we're going to click that record button. Pens are yummy. Yeah. Don't sniff them either. So 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. We're going to be jumping into this. Actually, this is a brand new MotoStars video. It just came out today. We're doing these now Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That was a little editing area, I guess, on that. But we're going to be focusing on the plan method. This is an educational video, so we're going to go over some crashes and close calls, and we're going to review them after that. Got some nice feedback. Somebody wants me just to let it play and then talk about it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're not going to pause, but I'm going to talk during it. So unless MotoStars wants to talk. Road surface hazards I'm already seeing right here. Somebody might come out, so I like his middle. He went a little bit wide, but that's fine. Sharp turns with the chevrons. Ooh, dumped the bike. Ooh, and it kind of kicked back and hit him in the leg. Hopefully he's fine there. Okay, so what we got here? So he's doing pretty good. I have a feeling, I mean, he obviously lost traction. Now, why did he lose traction? Now, it could either be a front brake grab because of a panic. It could be a road surface hazard. Sorry, that music. A road surface hazard, or just leaning a little bit too far with maybe bald tires. We don't know a lot of those things, but I'm pointing out some of the things that you could be checking. So his tires look fine. They look kind of new, honestly. They have good tread. So I wonder if it was his front hand. So let's go and take a look. And you can't really see. So he's not gripping the...
So check this out and right.
Yeah, you can't see. But it is a sharp left turn. And what I was talking about is road surface hazards, because the road... Let's go back just a little bit more.
The head to face.
See how the road is all messed up and we're on 720p? How come 720p nowadays look terrible? It used to be like high def. But look at the road surface hazards. Okay, so little cracks here. You know, they have repairs here. Change of color. So maybe like, you know, this is all damaged because of like a snow melt or whatever. And then some of this didn't get snow, so it looks a little bit better. Maybe it could be the compression from the video.
I hope you can learn something.
A little bit of a change. I mean, the road is not the greatest, but your tires do a really good job. Now, why is there discoloration here? Is it oil? It could be oil. So I'm pointing out things that are obvious. Now, the reason why I'm pointing these things out is because I try to avoid anything obvious. I want to be on the road that looks like most of the road. Like this right here looks a lot like this side of the road. This line does not look like it should be there. So I'm going to avoid it. So that's what I'm talking about planning my ride. I'm constantly locating hazardous situations. Is it a relevant threat? Maybe not, but I'm not going to double check by riding on it. So that's my focus there, is to just be on main parts of the road. And it's a lot easier to get in those parts of the road that I'm talking about it's easier to get on there because you're not speeding. So if you're going at a decent speed, the speed limit, taking these turns at your skill level, it's very easy to be where you want to be. Now, why did he do it? Or why did he dump down? I mean, he's on this, it looks like it could be oil, because I don't see his hands on the front brake. So hands not on the front brake, consistent speed, it just dumped over. He wasn't leaning super far. So I have a feeling that it might be a road surface hazard. And it sucks that it kicked out on him, but he does have full gear as a smart rider, so that's really good. Full face helmet, gloves, jacket, pants, boots, everything. So the crash hopefully doesn't cause him too much pain or injury to him bike might be a little messed up, but hopefully it still runs. All right, so we're going pretty fast here. Went up and over a little bump, a little crest of the hill, caught some air. Well, it doesn't look like he was going, unless the person in front of him, like they're together and they're going fast. Because it looked like he was almost going the flow of traffic on that. It's just that I did this to my bike. It was okay. It's just that we went over that like crest of the hill and caught some air. Yeah, I jumped and I didn't know. Okay. So we're going over a little crest of the hill, got some speed. Looks like we were going with the flow of traffic for the most part, but we launched right there. So I think we're going faster than normal because I don't believe they designed the roads for you to have a ramp. So maybe we're both going pretty fast because we're going the flow of traffic. Well, we were going 160. Now we're going 140. I was not first and not last here. It's probably cursed. Look at the green lines on the road. Oh, so yeah, they did some markings for a previous crash on the road. Yeah, you're probably not the first and you're not going to be the last. That sucks. Ooh, what's that? Let's find out. Go a little slower. Oh, there it is. So, I have a feeling we're going pretty fast here.
Let's get your helmet off.
Don't take your helmet off. He's breathing, that's good.
Scared you?
He's got nice hair.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't take the helmet off if it's a full face helmet. If he's breathing, perfectly fine. If he stops breathing, take it off. That's the only reason why, if it's a full face. Any other helmet, like a 3/4 modular, half helmet, no helmet, obviously don't take it off for the or no helmet. You can still get access to the airway with the helmet on, with the 3/4 and the modular and a half. With a full face, you can't, so that's the only reason why you would take a full face helmet off is if they stop breathing. So it looks like we were going pretty fast. We didn't show the beginning parts of it, but it looks like we're going pretty fast. I mean, if it's a Harley's pretty much, their speedo only goes to 120, so when it's pegged in the middle, it's 60. So I'm going to assume that. So he's probably going 65, 70. Now, this doesn't look like a 65 or 70 mile an hour road. And we're catching up to this car driver real quick. Now, I want to see if this car driver has brakes, if their brake lights are going, because they might be turning left, right? So it could be like, oh no, sudden they stopped, and now we crash, and maybe we were going the speed limit, right? That could be it. But either way, if it was speed that was a problem, slow it down. If it was I wasn't paying attention, and now I just found out this vehicle stopped in front of me, then we have to do an emergency maneuver. We have to do something. We have to do a swerve. Right now, slamming the rear brake, because that's what's happening here, slamming the rear brake, the rear tire is starting to slide out. That's not going to work. Emergency braking to slow yourself down so you can be like, okay, now I know I need to swerve. Swerving left would be a good option here. But paying attention is the best option here. Not just paying that's for both. Paying attention if this car just stopped and you're going the speed limit, pay attention. If you're going too fast in an area like this, pay attention to yourself. Don't go as fast. We get up to here, though. Slams that rear brake. That's why that tire slides out. So we're fishtailing. We're about to low side. And then we get up to here. Let's go ahead and do it frame by frame a little bit. So see how he gets launched up and over to the right? So he starts to fishtail. It's a low side, but it grabbed traction. Now it's a high side. So it transitioned into a high side, which is going to launch him at full force. I'd rather low side than high side. I'd rather not crash, but we go up and over, and we talk a little bit about mechanism of injury here. So he luckily missed the vehicle. I'd rather hit the ground and slide than suddenly decelerate into the back of a vehicle. Is that an older Honda Rebel? No, that's not a Honda Rebel. I see twin cylinders right there. I don't know if that's what you meant in the chat. I just barely saw that. Anyways, he goes up and over. He's got gloves, but these are not motorcycle jeans and not motorcycle jacket. I don't think these are motorcycle boots. No, they're just cowboy boots. And we land on our hip and our back. Okay, no gear. You have a back protector in your motorcycle jacket. If you know that gray foam that when you first get it, that's not a back protector. You need to get upgraded to CE level 2. But if you have really good motorcycle pants, you have hip armor, so hopefully it'll absorb a lot of that. But his helmet took the biggest impact, and that's going to be to his head. And he honestly would not be alive if he did not have that helmet on. He would not be alive. So the right hip with the bounce, immediate pain. But he rescued himself, you know. He remained calm, sure of his own safety, got onto the grass. Very lucky. Very lucky.
What happened? You okay?
Yeah.
The fact that he's able to talk is important. All right, so we're blurring out a speeder, going pretty fast, riding with some buddies. That's a sharp left turn with the chevrons. Talk on your Cardo Pack Talk edge. Tell him you're going a little too fast. Oh, somebody else is passing up. Okay, I can't see much. The camera angle. Oh, just navigated that corner terribly. Went off the road. So going a little too fast in the corner. One of the problems that we typically see when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially in a group ride, we're going to get to it. Let's see if there's anything else. Is that we were speeding really fast to pass, which puts us in a bad position for that corner. So if you're just going to be in your lane and you're prepping for the corner, you're going to go at the speed that you want to go for that corner. But if we're passing people, we're increasing our speed, right, especially right before a corner. That means we're entering that corner at a passing speed, at a faster speed. So we're not ready for that corner now. So this is why I don't want people passing before corners. Pass on straightaways. That way you can slow down and go to the speed that you're comfortable with at the corner. So we have somebody passing right here. Let's see, right there passing. And now we have a corner. So he sped up to before the corner. It's not even that sharp of a corner, but we're going such a high rate of speed, we can't even navigate this pretty much straight corner. And he goes off. Could be target fixation, could be panic, because he had to get over there real quick because that car was coming, and then he blew up. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay.
Despite
We're going
the huge
around.
amount of dirt on the road, this rider
Okay, huge
chose
amount of
to be more
dirt.
cautious, and she ended her ride in a very unpleasant way.
If there's no cars, stay towards the middle. That's what I would be doing. But at least aim for the areas that don't have debris. You see a lot of dirt. Blind corner, it's good to be off to the side, especially on a small road. But now we got stuck. Yeah. It was just a failure to negotiate. We went a little too wide. Draw within the lines here, guys. We all learned that. We all learned that in class when we were little. Draw within the lines. Ride within the street. We just didn't stay on the pavement. Could have just turned a little bit more. That's it. That's all. Let's move on. Let's see what happens here. He's already doing a wheelie. What do you think is going to happen here, guys? Write in the chat. Let's get to 100 likes here. Come on. We won't get the pizza back. There we go. Going a nice little wheelie. We're going to go ahead and loop it. What do you think? Maybe land it and get some speed wobbles and then dump the bike. He's doing pretty good. Oh, there's the loop. All right. Yeah, he looped it. Nice open road, though, to do it. I don't, honestly, guys, I don't care if you do it or not. As long as you remove as many hazards as possible. It's a wide open road. There's no one there. He's on the ground, though. No one there. This honestly looks like parts of, I mean, it's all farmland. It reminds me of Yuma a little bit, where there's like nobody on these county roads. And so if you want to practice, go ahead, because you're minimizing risks. There's not a lot of traffic. You can have your fun. Let's minimize the risks to us. Yeah, right? His coccyx, his tailbone. Let's minimize our risks to us. Let's wear full gear if we're going to be practicing, because it's very high risk, high skill. And so you're developing this high skill while still making high risks. Let's minimize risks to our body and mitigate some injuries by wearing gear. Okay, so just use some gear. When it comes to stunting at low speeds, you just get that armor only if you really want to, because I get it, you want to be maneuverable. But there's some gear out there that you can maneuver really well. So yeah, he dumps the bike. Yoink. There goes his butt. His butt crack hurts. It's going to suck the poop for a while. All right, here we go. I don't think it's a passenger. No, it's just a 360 camera. So somebody pulled out. Oh, had to lay her down. Lay her down. So slammed the front brake, lost traction on the front tire, dumped the bike. Now some people are like, I'd rather do that than crash into the side of the vehicle. Okay, I agree. I'd rather drop the bike hits the truck, and I don't hit the truck. I'd rather do that than hit the vehicle. Here's what I would rather swerve out of the way than dump my bike. There's always other levels. Now, we could all just wish that truck didn't do that. Okay? So we're over here. This is us. Truck's going to come out. Okay, truck came out right there. So when it comes to plan, right? We were in a position for safety. We're locating a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Yes, it is. I'm going at highway speeds, basically. This guy just pulled out in front of me. He's got to accelerate really hard. So I have to navigate this active threat and swerve to the right. I don't know if this person's going to swerve all the way to the right, because you know how some of those people do that, where it's like, oh, I see this person in this inside lane. I'm going to swerve to the outside lane so they can keep this inside lane, and this way I'm not really I hate it when people do that. I hate it. I get it. But you have to make a choice here. You don't know their intentions. You only know what's in front of you, and you have a vehicle right here. You have to swerve. Now, if you want to be extra cautious with that idea of they might go to this outside lane and do that stuff, then swerve to the shoulder. You could do it. You can do it. Swerve to the shoulder. Swerve to the shoulder. That way, because they're aiming for a lane. They're not aiming for that shoulder. If you aim for the shoulder, you're not going to hit them. It's tough. But how do you make tough things easier? You practice. Practice. So when you're on the highway, this is what I do sometimes, especially when there's no traffic. If I'm on the highway, I'm going to swerve as hard as I can to the next lane. And then I'm going to swerve as hard as I can to the next lane. And you can make it to where, even if there is traffic, if you're going to just switch the lanes anyways, because you want to pass somebody, practice a hard swerve to the next lane. Just like if you're going to pass. Because now you're practicing your swerves at highway speeds. And then when it comes to an emergency situation, just really swerve hard as best you can and aim for the outside. Every riding session is a practice session. So he swerved, but then the truck decided to pull back out and do that. Okay? So we didn't have to dump the bike. Now he panicked. That's all that is. It's a mistake. He puts his foot down first. Well, he started losing traction, then he put his foot down as a natural instinct. But you can swerve. You could try. Just giving you guys options. That's bad. Hey, I just destroyed the axle on that thing. Yeah, that truck is gone. It's his fault too. Hope the rider's okay. I'm just pointing out options. Who knows if we're going to be able to do that in real life. We're going to try our best. Leon, welcome to the crew. But it's always good to just point out options to see what else is out there, because a lot of people are like, well, he has to lay it down. That's the only option you have. No, it's not. I get the other options are pretty tough, but like I said, it's only tough if you haven't practiced. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one. 143.
Situation where oncoming driver
I'm assuming kilometers.
in the road by making a dangerous move and completely ignored the rider.
Oh, bumping the road. Oh, whoa. Yeah, don't. Okay, so this person tried to avoid a bump.
In the road by making
Avoid a bump in the road.
and completely ignored the rider.
Okay, right here. Right here. Our first instinct for this rider, I'm going to put my mind in this rider. First instinct is to flip them off. I'm not going to flip you guys off. I like you guys. Flip them off. Okay, you remove your left hand from the handlebars to flip somebody off. Now try to swerve with one hand at a high speed. I'm assuming about 70 miles an hour. Now try to swerve with one hand. See, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that don't worry about telling somebody that they're wrong before you get yourself out of danger. Get yourself out of danger, and then if they're past or whatever, then flip them off in your head. But be proud of yourself for getting yourself out of danger first. So get yourself out. That's why I don't like rev bombing, honking the horn, or flipping people off. Especially if it's an emergency situation. It's a hazardous situation. It's an active threat. We have to navigate it. Get yourself in a new position, and when you're safe, then you can flip them off if you really want to. Go, move. We didn't move. We didn't move at all. All right, the truck on the left blocked my view of the jaywalkers, and the car on the right went, so I assumed the coast was clear. Thankfully, the pedestrian saw me at the last second. Okay, let's watch it. Let's go over it, because I already know line of sight. It's a line of sight issue. Can't see, can't see, can't see, can't see, can't see.
What are you doing?
I get there's an assumption. Let's go back. So there's an assumption that if the vehicles are going, we can go. I still go through intersections, even like this, slowly until I can see. I just don't like traveling places blind. I don't get how blind people do it. I mean, obviously they have stuff, they know how to do it, but I'm not riding a motorcycle blind. I'm not gonna drive a car blind. I'm always focused on what it is that I'm doing, especially if I'm traveling forward. I mean, if you're backing up, do you close your eyes? No, you're looking at your mirrors, maybe your backup camera if you have one. But yeah, we're coming up to here. It's a line of sight issue. So these pedestrians shouldn't have done this, obviously, right? I mean, we can always go like that. And then we get up to here. That's pretty freaky. And somebody said earlier we have to get a thumbnail. So we're going to get a thumbnail right now. The O face. There we go. Yeah, pretty scary. Pretty scary. See how the dude doesn't even care? Doesn't react.
What are you
There's like
doing?
no preservation of life in him. He's like, please. Oh, thank you. Oh, we're going a little too fast here. Are we coming up? Oh, there's a car. I was closing the road for the group, so I had to always overtake the group. Okay. And did not see the car until it was almost too late. So, okay. I get it. You're closing the road. Okay. Okay, so if we're closing the road, so that means we're leapfrogging, right? So I'm assuming, I mean, if you're the only one doing it, like you close this road and you have to speed to go close the other road, okay, I get if you're the only one doing it. But if there's like multiple of you, which this is a learning lesson, right? So if you're in a big group ride, maybe have like 4 of you guys doing this so that you don't have to leapfrog a huge group. You just kind of rotate. And so if you're doing that, right? If you're doing that, talk on your cardos with the other leapfroggers. I mean, this thing has a huge range. Go ahead and talk to them. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's his choice to pass when there is traffic. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of dangerous here, guys. Especially being that far out. Got so close. Imagine being on a group ride and like people are dying because they want to try to make it safer. All right, so we're doing some power wheelies a little fast in this area, not very safe. And so we landed the bike. So why did we have speed wobbles? You guys know why? So something I've learned and something I say is that, and it kind of goes back to if you hit like a speed bump or like a road surface hazard and you see that, you get the speed wobbles. When we land the motorcycle from a wheelie, it's the same concept as hitting something like a pothole at high speeds and your suspension's doing this. So when we land it, and if we're not landing it straight or at a too high of a speed, our suspension, we have dual suspension up front if you have a single suspension, it's kind of weird, but dual suspension. So if we landed it kind of crooked, it's going to land like this, and then it's going to try to stabilize, and it's going to do this. And it feeds directly, there we go, into your handlebars. That's what that is. And on the other side. And so if it lands like this, your handlebars are like this. And so then when it rotates like this, it's doing this. So same thing if you're going over a speed bump and it's a little crooked, or you go over the speed bump and then it goes over and it lands like this, right? It's going to do this. And it typically happens at high speed because your suspension is trying to modulate everything at an appropriate speed. If it's too fast, it can't modulate quick enough. That's where steering dampeners and all that kind of stuff kind of comes in. So there's the speed wobble. Scary. Kind of scary. Oh. So this is where really good progressive braking came into handy, so emergency braking. But if you notice at the beginning of the clip, let's go back to the beginning of the clip. Right there. Let's get right before. His hands were off. His hands were off, and he had to reach for it. He had to reach for it. I mean, you can see that left turner probably far ahead. And here's the thing. When I come up to an intersection, my hands are on the handlebars. I rarely even take my handlebars or my hands off the handlebars anymore. I get it. I used to do it all the time because it's comfy sometimes. You only need your throttle hand, especially at higher speed or when you're in the same gear the whole time. And I talk with my hands, but I'm doing practice stuff. But as soon as I see an intersection, especially if I'm in a congested area, I have both hands because I need to be able to swerve or emergency brake, downshift, whatever it is, engine brake, all that stuff. So he sees this, so he applies the front brakes, and thankfully he didn't panic because usually when people reach for it, they panic. So he has some skill. He has some riding experience. So he's able to go and reach for it and do some progressive braking. So he squeezed and squeezed more. Quickly, you can do it quickly. You just you can't squeeze all of it at once. It's percentages, but you can do percentages quickly. So he's able to slow down in time. At this point, if you want to, you can release the brakes just a little bit and then swerve left a little bit more because I don't think we're going to be able to stop in time. We're not going to be able to stop in time. The vehicle is going to get out of our way in time. That's really what it is. But that's what he's doing. He's buying himself some time. So it's really good. Got very lucky. Very lucky. It's a California thing. And he did a U-turn. Let's take a look real quick, though. The car did a U-turn. They're not supposed to do that. I'm sure it's the same thing for that person, that sign. Is there a sign right there? I bet you on the other side of that sign right there, it says no U-turns. They still did it. Still did it. Just because they don't follow the rules doesn't mean you shouldn't. Okay, just because they don't follow the signage doesn't mean you shouldn't. And I always assume that they won't follow. Yeah, didn't even look. Okay. Yeah, unintentional blindness could be the thing too. All right, here we go. What's going on here?
Here is another case.
Sounds
where
like
the
a
rider
great
ignored
bike.
Tough road conditions and learn a hard
I
lesson.
like the
real
tank
quick.
bag. It looks nice. Oh, water. It was water. That's a nice little bike. I like it. He's got a little seat cushion going on. The exhaust looks kind of cool. Let's go back. What was he said the bike at the beginning, right? Yamaha XSR 125. I like that. That's nice. So nice little turn going through here. Beautiful little area. It's a sharp left turn. You see the chevron right there in front of the turn. There's the chevron right
Here's
there.
another case where
All right. So you're coming up to here. Nice slow speed. Perfect. Love it. He's not hauling butt. I mean, it might be hard for 125, but still, you can still go too fast for your skill or the bike. But we're coming through this corner nice and easy. Soon as you see that water, slow it down a little bit more because it's right in the turn. It's right in the turn. It's not like it's after the turn or before the turn, like over here. It's right in the turn. And I know that when I turn, I'm going to lose traction because I need to use traction to turn. So I'm going to have less to deal with on my tires. And so then I know road surface hazards like water, oil, dirt, all that stuff also needs a lot of traction or needs traction to go over it without falling over. So if I'm turning and there's a road surface hazard, I'm going to take the turn as straight as possible and as slow as possible. So I'm going to slow it down here, get over the water, and then make a sharp turn after that. Okay, just like going on from asphalt to this dirt road, I'm going to slow down as much as I can on the pavement where I have the most traction, and then when I get on the dirt road, then I can pick up speed. I'm not going to go fast from pavement to dirt and try to turn. That's going to cause some issues. I'm not going to go fast into water and turn in the water. I'm going to go slower into the water, and then once I pass the water, then I'm going to go. You just have to modulate your speed. So like right in the middle of the turn. So slow it down, go over the water,
conditions and learn
and then here, start making that sharper
a
turn.
hard lesson real quick.
Oh, did he grab the front brake too? Because maybe he lost traction. I saw his fingers move.
Quick.
No. Okay. And it's a beautiful area. You hear the birds? Just take it nice and easy. Enjoy the ride. Just enjoy it. All right, here we go. So a little group ride with some cruisers passing a semi. Not a big deal. He went pretty wide. Was that what we're looking at? Yeah, he went wide. Hit the rumble strips, little speed wobbles. Didn't panic. Very good. Kind of slowly progressed back. So he went a little wide here. He went a little wide. So he took his feet off the highway pegs. That's why his feet were way up there. So his feet are on the highway pegs. Puts them on the floorboards. He's passing. Went a little too fast, a little wide. Now this is where it starts to panic, right? You start target fixating on the grass, and then the rumble strips are starting to do this to you. That's what these things are right here. These little rumble strips. But he didn't panic. He just kind of focused. He's like, I'm gonna ride this line. Okay, I got a little bit of wobbles. I'm not gonna panic. Not gonna panic. He rolled off the throttle because we probably didn't increase. We probably maintained our speed. The camera maintained our speed. And since he's kind of falling behind, he probably rolled off the throttle. Very smart. Stabilizes. And he's like, I'm going to gently move back over. All right, here we go. We have to turn right. Going a little fast for an intersection. Good job with the brakes, though. Slow it down. You kind of know congestion. People make choices, last minute. Let's go ahead and slow it down a little bit. California. Oh, no, please. Oh, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Oh. When I said practice your swerves on the highway, I didn't mean in between vehicles like that. He's swerving for some reason. I mean, it's a turn, but it's not. So, okay, so we shifted really. We swerved into this lane. Like I said, don't do it when there's cars. He swerved hard into this lane, so he had to swerve again to the right, and then I think the passenger is leaning a little bit left too, which throws off the balance. So he's like balancing, he's like counterbalancing the passenger also. You see that? You see how she's like still vertical and maybe a little bit to the left? And he's having to turn right a little. Yeah, compensating for the weight. This is why you need to tell your passenger, just be a sack of potatoes. You're dead weight. Stay in line with the bike the whole time. Just stay in line with the bike the whole time. If I'm turning left, stay in line with the bike. I mean, I get it. You want them to lean with you and stuff, and that's kind of fun, But just stay with the bike. I'm going to lean. I'll add extra turn. I'll add, speed and braking, all that. I'll handle the bike. You're just there. And he had to swerve hard. He got very lucky. Close call. This is definitely going to be a conversation afterwards. I mean, they could talk to each other on their Cardo Pack Talk Pros or Edges. Just saying. Link in the description for 10% off. Oh, what are you going for? What are you going for? You can't do slow speed stuff? You don't know how to do some slow speed? What are you going for? You have to do a rolling stop? You can't apply the brakes? You don't know how to do that? I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and practice with the Smart Rider drills. Links in the description. I know I just did Cardo. Link in the description. And while supplies last, you're going to get this also. If you buy the booklet, the physical booklet, you'll get both. And the digital download. But practice your slow speed stuff. You could have stopped. Yeah, it's definitely my fault. My bad. Yeah. Okay. Good. Accountability. We don't see that a lot. Don't ride in the bike lane. Yep. All right, the angry biker.
To understand, the driver behind decided to completely ignore the rider and went for a risky overtake.
Let's see what happens. Is he really angry? All right, so overtake. So let's see. Oh, I'd be a little angry about that. That's kind of dumb. That's stupid. All right, I get that. All right, little wheelie with a lot of traffic. Not very smart. Panicked, looped it, broke his coccyx. Nice shoes. Waiting for the floods with those high waters, and we're moving on. So here we go. Okay. So somebody came out. Let's take a look. So they're coming out. They don't want to be in that lane. So once you see like the tires and the nose pointed that way, just go ahead and roll off the throttle and maybe apply some brakes. Yeah, they should have went straight. But they were pointed in her lane. All right, sharp left turn. Nice and easy. Very nice. Oh, that person doesn't know how to turn. They might have wanted to turn into that driveway there. But imagine if we were going fast around that corner. We would have clipped this thing. So good job on this rider for taking it nice and slow. Just enjoying the view, enjoying the ride. Perfectly fine. Straightened it up. Moved on. Honked the horn when he was in a safe position. Very good. What was that sign? I want to see it real quick. Gosh, this is a beautiful area. I got watch for ice. Okay. It has a new meaning lately. Ice. All right, so beautiful area. Enjoy the ride. Talk to each other on your cars. Listen, share music, all that stuff. You can record your conversations on the Cardo app too, so that'd be kind of fun to play back. I just want to see where they're at. Greer, Kamiya, Missoula. Write in the comments where that's at. Let's see if you guys are good at that. Beautiful area. Just watch. Couldn't navigate that corner for some reason. How fast were we going? We weren't going that fast. Okay, when I say enjoy the scenery, I mean use your peripheral vision to enjoy the scenery, and then on turns specifically, focus on the road. Let's get out of here. My allergies are acting up with all the trees. Didn't panic. That was good. Gray Porsche cuts us off. Open lane pattern? No? Wait a second. When... So they switched lanes. Okay. So they missed that part. And it looks like they switched lanes a while back because like they're past the white car. So this is an open lane pattern. Thank you. Gesundheit. This is an open lane pattern. So this Porsche, I'm assuming, was right here, and they're already over here. So maybe that's why they cut off the footage, because it happened a while ago. I don't know. But either way, this is an open lane pattern. So there's a big, long line of cars, and this lane is open. So they decided to switch lanes. You do that at the grocery store. You find the shortest lane, and you just kind of cut over. And you do this driving too, but hopefully you're checking your mirrors and your blind spots. So they switched over. Not really a big deal. Enough time to slow it down. Not really a big deal.
Hey, you cut right in front of us. Just use your blinker next time. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So here we go. Oh, he's turning. What are you doing? Why are you speeding up to him? I obviously saw him slow down. He wants to make the turn.
Hey, sorry about giving you a hard time.
So that's why you talk on your Cardos to be like, hey, I'm turning. I mean, communication's one thing. Like, nobody uses hand signals anymore. Everyone just wants to communicate or have, like, the plan. And even then, like, you can tell he's slowing down. Like, let's slow it down. Now we just barely applied the brakes. So, like, he's slowing down. And you can start to see him apply the brakes, but he's not applying the brakes now. Like, we're catching up to him. Still not doing it. Now we do it. He's making a wide turn. All right, here we go. Close call on a bike. Use my out to get safe. Okay, good job. Look at that. One sec. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to pause. But look at this position for safety. This is just really beautiful. He has a good line of sight. He's off to the side. He has an out here, so I'm assuming he's going to take this shoulder to get out of this, because this person's probably going to slam the brakes. We're going to have to swerve. It's my guess. I haven't seen this. He's going to swerve. He's already in a good position. If he was way over in the middle, he'd have to swerve hard. So here he could probably just go straight too. See? Couldn't stop in time. Now, should we always have like the best space cushion ever so that we could stop in time? Yeah, it's not realistic. That's why I like to put myself in a good space cushion and in a position where if I can't stop in time, I'm just going to automatically just kind of fall into my escape path. Why not? So he just kind of applied brakes and fell into his escape path. He only has to do one move, brakes. If you're right behind that person, center of the lane, you're going to have to do brakes and swerve and hope. I just want to make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Just keep yourself in a position with good line of sight and escape path already there. And space cushion. Alright. Kind of the same thing. This driver helped out, though. Driver helped out. He moved over. So same thing. Wasn't able to stop in time. But was off to the side. And just kind of fell into that spot. Position to the sides of the lanes. Be in the areas of the lanes that the car is not. And you'll be good for the most part.
Method by Dan. Implementing the plan method by DanDanTheFireman. Locating hazardous situation in the form of a great car. Doing a bit of a jerky moment there. As we're turning right, I see the driver went on the opposite lane, which tells me something seriously off. I take my position of safety, adjusting speed and creating enough distance between us, just in case, waiting to see what's gonna happen here, as the car slowly drifts to the right. And then this happens. So now I'm assessing what to do. As the car came to almost a full stop, I decide to navigate the threat and pass the car, checking the driver in the process just to see if the guy maybe had a medical condition. Sadly, you can't see it on camera because of the night.
Nothing to add. Nothing to add. Wow. I think this is the first time watching a MotoStars video where not only, I mean, I've seen people do after action reviews of their own stuff, but this is the first time seeing an after action review of somebody utilizing the plan method and explaining it perfectly. I almost want to watch it again, but we're recording this and it's already like 40 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and move on. But after we hit the record, we're going to watch that again.
Sadly, you can't see it on camera because of the night.
All right, here we go. We're moving into here. We're doing the plan method, right? So coming up to here, we see this uncommon thing. We're going to slow it down. Perfect. This is great. We don't know what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to back up. Let's go ahead and get out of the way. But we don't know what's coming around this corner. So he's in a good spot. We're just going to sit here, kind of assess, and maybe creep our way around because we still don't know what's around this corner. There, yeah. Doesn't want to wait. Okay, because we don't know what's around the corner. That's perfectly fine. He's thinking, it's like, take the risk, maybe not. This is probably why. Probably recognize that there was a bus coming around. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves in a new position. And we're going to move on. I like that. Okay. So we have another blind corner coming up here. So good job on him. You have to think 3 or 4 steps ahead. Handled that one. Wait, it's just... Hey, just Posey, you're in the chat. Dude, he was drunk? Okay, good. Well, not good that he's drunk. Amazing after-action review. We have him in the chat, everybody. I know this is still recording. It's still recording. How you doing, dude? Great. All right, let's watch this one. All right, probably gonna switch over. It looks like lanes are merging. Okay, we're kind of getting trapped. Oh, in that situation, as soon as you can, apply the brakes, progressive braking. Hopefully they can get out of the way. E-bike, 24 miles an hour. I think that's where it's capped out on a lot of these e-bikes, unless you get a Sur-on. He looks like he's on a scooter. Yeah, somebody came out. Good job with the brakes. Wasn't hauling too much booty. So handled it pretty well. But Hey guys, make sure you sign into class. Let's get 100 likes on this video, and then I'll go ahead and bring the pizzas out for everybody. But good job on everybody, and make sure you get the Smart Rider games. There's some links in the description for Cardo and all that stuff. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Hey, Just Posey, how you doing? How you doing, dude? Let's go back. Where is it at? Where is it at? It wasn't that far, but it was right there. Right there. Hey, I mean, does the plan, like, I mean, you pointed out, right? I mean, were you thinking that at the moment, or did you kind of like come back to it and you're like, okay, this is how plan affected this? Like, were you able to like put it in action as it went? I'm curious, because I do it when I'm riding, but then again, I've made like 3,000 of these, at least. Like seeing things before. I mean, it's incredible how sometimes you just kind of know. Like it's like, this is weird. I'm gonna keep a space cushion, right? It's like, this is a little awkward. Maintain my space cushion. Let's watch it one more time, guys. If you're just now joining, just post these in the chat. This is what he did.
Implementing the plan method by DanDanTheFireman. Locating hazardous situation in the form of a great car. Doing a bit of a jerky moment there.
Good job getting out of that bag's way, too.
Went on the opposite lane, which tells me something is seriously off. I take my position of safety, adjusting speed and creating enough distance between us, just in case, waiting to see what's gonna happen here, as the car slowly drifts to the right. And then this happens. So now I'm assessing what to do. As the car came to almost a full stop, I decide to navigate the threat and pass the car, checking the driver in the process.
Nice and gentle.
If the guy
real quick
had a medical.
Real quick though, what are you listening to? What are you listening to? What are you listening to? What's your go-to music there? What are you listening to? I'm curious. What are you doing? I'm gonna do this. You have an MTO3? Nice, dude. Those are fun. Good job, dude. Good job. Listen to everything, mostly rock. Yeah. I mean, it's like we all have like our own different tastes, and then we have our go-to. Yeah. I listen to pretty much everything, and then mine right now, I'm listening to, let's see. I'm listening to I'm listening to Breaking Benjamin Radio. Good job. Everyone give him a biker wave. If you are a YouTube member, you have access to the biker wave emoji. So I'm going to give him a couple. And then a few woos. And then he's going to get some cool beards. There we go. Give him a biker wave. Give him a biker wave in the chat. You know, just for that, we don't have 100 likes, but we're gonna go ahead and we're getting the pizzas out. Hog Rider, if you're still in here, can you go and bring the pizzas from the crew lounge? Whatever's left. Hopefully, not a lot of us didn't eat it, and then bring it out because we're celebrating. We're celebrating. It's because of him, guys. You guys didn't do the likes, but because of him, we're getting the pizzas back. We're getting the pizzas back. You got them? Thanks. There you go, guys. Have some pizza. Just Posey. It's because of him. Because of him, everyone's going to get some pizza. Everyone's going to get some pizza. You better thank him. Better thank him. Might even get some donuts. Might even get some donuts. Last night, dude was in my lane completely, probably drunk too, speeding and driving on the opposite side of the road, but toward me. Oh my gosh. All because of him. Good job, dude. That was a great after-action review. I didn't have to say anything during that one. That was great. Perfect. Handled it. Handled it. Handled it. Let's see real quick. There we go. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and jump into this next one. Let's get 20 more likes. There's almost 100 of you in here. Let's get 20 more likes. Let's take a look at this one's an older one. So we do like a new one and an older one because they're not keeping. They used to do like 3 videos a week, and now they're doing like maybe 1. So April 3rd, 2024. Let's take a look at this one. A little wide. Oh, I remember this one. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. It was, I think it was towards the end. No, it's right here. Yeah. Let's take a look at that one.
Here we have a great example showing why it's crucial to maintain a safe distance, especially on windy roads.
Yoink. I mean, they do that in like movies for stunts. That's not good. That's not good. This is gonna be a good one. Let's see. I'll go back to that one. Just might as well look at some of these. Hey, wasn't one of you guys talking about dual sports? It's almost like you know how like women really like to drive SUVs and trucks because like if they hit a curb it's not a big deal. It's almost like if you're a beginner rider, if you get a dual sport, it's almost like it's not a big deal if you go too wide in a corner. Cuz you just go off-road. Yeah. Flowbots is going. I like that one. The handlebars. You know what I'm talking about, Shmee? You know what I'm talking about, Shmee? On my handlebars. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good song. I would play it, but then the live stream would get taken down. All right, guys. 85 likes. Let's get 15 more likes before this video ends. I'm going to edit these videos, and then we're going to get going. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, everybody. We're going to be watching an older MotoStars video. This is from April of last year. But let's see if the plan method still works for this. That car's upside down. That's not good. So the plan method, we're going to position for safety, locate hazardous situations, typically corners and intersections, assess any relevant threats, like either we're going too fast or left turner, and navigate those active threats. There we go. Here we go. Let's go and take a look. Chevron indicates it is a sharp left turn.
Hey guys, today let's start with the rider who wrapped up his ride in a way he didn't expect.
Let's
He
see.
admitted
Okay.
to moving a bit too fast, not anticipating.
Bit too
such a
fast.
sharp
Yeah,
turn and
speed is
brake
usually a
too
factor in
abruptly,
cornering
leading to a slide.
accidents. Okay. Hey. He did fine. He applied the brakes as best as he could while he was still on asphalt. Didn't panic. Realized he was going too fast. Perfectly fine. I would prefer not to crash, so go a little bit slower and then target fixate on the solution. So we're coming up to here. We're going to be passing people. Okay, not a big deal until somebody does this, and there's going to be the impact. A weird turn for that car. Where were they going? Was this like a terrorist attack right here where this guy wanted to... Oh, I just said the T word. Probably get demonetized. Was he going to go crash into that dude in the bus stop? Like, what was his plan? What was his plan there? Was he going to do something like that? So you can't really anticipate that. Kind of a random, not something they're supposed to be doing. So impact sucks, but this is why as smart riders we acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case these random things happen. You can't get out of it. You just can't get out of it.
Safe where you are. Can somebody stand and stop bicycles coming in on the near side?
Okay, that sucks. But when he was talking about stopping traffic, basically, so mainly for the bicyclists not to crash, but also to protect us, because ensure your own safety. You want somebody to be telling people to slow down so they don't hit the person that's on the ground. Okay, so let's take a look at this next one.
Can somebody stand and stop bicycles coming in on the near side?
Okay, so we fell almost. So let's try to figure out what happened here. Okay, so he's already falling down when the clip starts. So did he smash the front brake, which caused, it's a panic brake, so smashing it will reduce traction on that front tire, especially the front brakes, reduce traction on the front tire and drop. If you slam that rear brake, it will reduce traction on that rear tire because you're locking it up, and then it'll fall down. So I wonder why. Let's go just a little bit at a time. I can't see his hand. Okay, so he dumped the bike. The road is wet. There's a little bit of water on the camera already. You can see some dust up, or not dust up, but some water getting kicked up. So, I mean, it's already a reduced traffic area. Maybe he slammed the brakes because he was coming up close to another vehicle. I don't see there. So there's no vehicles in the lane. So I think, I don't know why he crashed. My best guess, slammed the front brake. All right, I was overtaken on a bus lane. When I got past him, he used the horn and stopped the lights. Okay. It's a merge area. Okay, the person's upset with you. Not a big deal. Focus on what's in front because that's where you're traveling. Good space cushion here. Okay, somebody's applying the brakes, so go ahead and roll off the throttle, downshift, apply the brakes. So when it comes...
And, yeah, use your mirrors. Use your mirrors.
Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just go ahead and move on. Person's angry and upset. My first goal is to get away from that person on the road. So if I have to do, 4 left turns around a block so that they're like ahead, I don't care. Especially if they're escalating. If that ended there, not a big deal. Let's take a look at this. It's going pretty fast. It's a...
On one hand, the driver clearly didn't insure and deny his fault. On the other hand, it seems like the bike was moving too fast given the heavy traffic.
Too fast.
I'm
a little too
curious
fast.
What's your take on this?
My take on... Oh, thank you for asking me my take on this Motostars. I appreciate that. Back in the day, the Motostars logo was a lot smaller. Nowadays, it's a lot bigger. It's interesting. All right, so we're coming up to here. So my biggest takeaway on this is that it's an open lane pattern. Okay, so you have a long stack of vehicles up here that might want to switch into this open lane because they're stuck behind a bunch of vehicles. So one of them could easily just be like, boop, come into our lane. Okay, that typically happens. And so if we're going super fast, it's going to be harder to swerve or harder to brake to avoid a collision. So in this situation, just me visualizing and looking at this, I'm not going to be going at a crazy speed. I'm just happy that I'm not stuck. So I'm just going to go the speed limit. I'm going to be positioned off more on this side so that way I have a space cushion over from here. So if somebody does pull out, I just have to go into the bike lane because I don't think they're going to go into the bike lane if they're just switching lanes. So I'm not going to be going super fast here. And he's just jamming the music, and then all of a sudden we see the side of the vehicle at a high rate of speed. So he's not going to be able to stop in time. I mean, progressive braking is only going to do so much in this situation. Your total stopping distance is way past this. You're not going to be able to stop, or you're not going to be able to slow down enough for this person. I clicked the wrong button. It's supposed to be total stopping distance. But only option you have for an emergency maneuver, here's total stopping distance. The only option you have for an emergency maneuver is a swerve at this speed with the situation. It clicked for him. Very good. Swerved really hard into the bike lane, but if you kept that swerve going, you're just going to go in the grass. So as soon as he got close to the bike lane, he also swerved to stay on the road. So good job on him when it comes to the swerve at a high speed. Let's slow it down, though. Great swerve.
On one
Great
hand,
swerve.
the driver clearly didn't insure and we can't deny his fault.
Keep looking forward because you have still the open lane pattern. You solved your problem, pooped your pants a little bit, not a big deal, but you gotta be looking forward. Gotta be looking forward. Get home, change your pants.
On the other hand, it seems like the
See,
bike...
now we're going good speed because we got scared. We got a little scared. It's a little healthy fear. A little healthy fear. We're on a two-wheel death machine, basically.
He was moving too fast given the heavy traffic. I'm curious, what's your take on this?
That was my take. We already saw it. Let's go ahead and move on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Close. Sorry. No, he almost hit me.
The adrenaline dumping.
Wasn't even speeding.
So what's happening when your adrenaline spikes for that split second, which is it's impressive. The moment he saw it, the body immediately got an adrenaline dump, and your body immediately utilizes it. So what's happening is your heart rate goes up, your breathing rate goes up, your blood vessels constrict, so you have more blood pressure. So if all the tissues are getting the oxygen and the nutrients it needs to make these actions, your eyes, your pupils dilate so you can absorb more information, more light, more information, and you instantly get out of your prefrontal cortex and you go into like your emotional side of your brain and like the parts that the brainstem basically, where you do the things that you're trained to do. So he's been swerving at high speeds because he probably rides a lot at high speeds. And so he swerved real quick and got back. So now he's over here calming down, and so it does the reverse once it has that dump. So now his pupils are going to constrict a little bit more, maybe get back to normal. His blood vessels are going to dilate, so his blood pressure is going to drop. And then you're going to have a reverse effect of the adrenaline where you're not, spiking up. So you start to calm down even too far. So here's baseline, adrenaline, boom. And then when it dumps, boom, below baseline. And then it takes a little bit to get back to baseline. So you're going to be really tired after an adrenaline dump like that. So it's best to pull off, do some breathing, relax a little bit until you get back to baseline so you're not tired, you're not thinking of the incident as much, and then move on with your day.
He just cut out through. Holy, I have it on my camera. Me, my heart.
Yeah, his heart, it's pumping. He's probably still in the adrenaline dump, or in the adrenaline, still going. So his heart rate, he could probably palpate it and feel it in his chest because his heart is just going. So give it some time.
Yeah, thank you for checking on me. Thank you.
That was nice. That was nicer. This looks like Florida, right?
I actually just lost a good friend as well recently, like the past week or two. But yeah, thank you.
Oh, I think I've seen this one. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Let's see. Okay, I'm thinking of a different one. Where like she crashes and she's like not wearing gear. Okay, so this person just kind of came out. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, let's see. All right, so that car just did a right-handed turn. They're supposed to go in the first available lane. They switched to multiple lanes. Hands off the handlebars, going through an intersection. Don't recommend, guys. Please put your hands on the handlebars through intersections. That gives you the opportunity to swerve if you need to. You don't have to reach for it, especially if it's your throttle hand. You don't have to reach for the front brake. You're kind of covering everything, and you can swerve. Because you never know if somebody's going to do something like this. And the reason why they did that is because they wanted to get into this left turn only. But good job slowing it down and then swerving into the open escape and then kind of moving on. Slow it down a little bit when you're lane filtering here. Oh. What's with the jump scare? So this person was doing like a 5-point turn, basically, in the middle of a corner. Not smart, but we kind of almost saw it. I would have approached this a little bit. Let's get to that frame. Get to the first frame. Come on. There we go. If I saw this, I'm slowing down almost to a stop. And I use the metaphor and the idea of you're going through a haunted house. Pretend you're like a scaredy cat. And you don't know they're actors. You think it's a real werewolf and a vampire or a zombie. And so you're kind of creeping around those corners. You're like, I know somebody's there. I know somebody's there. And then you go and it's clear. Right? I see this, I'm slowing down. I'm like, what are you doing? It's clear? Okay, now I'm going to go. It's not clear. Do your thing. Hurry up. I'm not going through it like it's my normal turn because you don't know what they're doing until it's too late. Don't punch the actors either in the haunted house. They're just people with masks, guys. Spoilers. Well, he got back on the bike. That was nice. All right, here we go. Don't get a rock. All right, just get a real helmet for the price. So going a little too fast. Ooh, kept it up. Very nice, because that helmet would not have done anything for you. All right, so we're coming through here. Going a little too fast. We have a turn. We weren't prepared for this sharper of a turn at the same speed as the previous turn. And then we go off-road. We start to target fixate, but last second was able to avoid. Look at, he tucked the elbow in last second. Pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. So avoided it and didn't panic. He's keeping it. He's keeping it. And he found his solution, which was the road. Okay? Bikes want to be on the road unless you have a dual sport. Okay? That was close. All right, here comes the stunt man. I remember this from last year.
Especially on winding roads.
Not getting paid to do this. Don't go over that part. Okay, there it is. So high mechanism. Rollovers are very high mechanism. A lot of moving parts, basically. Your body and your organs and everything are moving around. Remain calm, very good. Okay, ensure your own safety. Make sure nobody's coming around. And if they are bleeding heavily, stop major bleeds. Okay, they're climbing out. That's pretty good. Might have a concussion, so check. If they do, basically all you can really do is lay them down, keep them warm. Yeah, he's. I don't know what he's saying, but he's probably saying, "Hey, slow down traffic over there." There's a joke here. I'm not gonna say it. You guys are thinking it.
Why whining me? Me? Yeah.
And he's on fire. All right, so we're gonna do a wheelie, and his buddy dumps it. Okay, doing it in an open area, probably late at night, no traffic, perfectly fine. Pick it back up. Hopefully he's not injured. He's leaking oil, but
what is that?
The main thing here, as a smart rider, requiring using personal protective equipment, you do want to make sure you have some gear. You're not going to be able to protect your coccyx. There's no butt pads on motorcycle gear, so it's still high risk, but you're not going to hit your back or your head pretty hard if you have a helmet. Or you are going to hit your head pretty hard, but if you have a helmet, it's going to hopefully protect your skull and a back protector at least, okay?
What's up, you guys, and welcome.
How do you deal with reckless drivers? Do you road rage or do you let it go? What do you guys do? Write it in the comments. What do you guys do? Do you let it go? Do you instigate and escalate? What do you guys do? I do the thumbs down every now and then. Even then, I don't even do it. I just let it go.
Back to the channel. Today I wanted to make a very particular video.
He's doing his own after. Let's listen.
How do you guys
after
deal
action
with idiots when you're on riding?
Yeah, he's close.
Whether you're riding in a group, whether you're riding on your own, like I drive.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, it's like, hey, dude, what are you doing? That's it. All right. Are we going to pass right here? Let's see. Yep, we're passing. Okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Good area. Did it right before it became a solid for us. Don't see a problem. Crest of the hill. What's around this corner? I don't know. Maybe a turn? He's still going. Yeah, he's still going to this day. It's been a year. So, crest of the hill. First, let's go back to here. So he passed before it turned solid. Okay, you can see a lot of the road, right? See a lot of the road? Watch it disappear. Okay, it disappeared. Where'd the road go? So that means it's the crest of the hill, okay? You're going over a hill. Now, I don't like riding fast, or sometimes even the speed limit. Maybe I go about 5 over the speed limit. I'll probably slow it down a little bit when I see that the road's kind of disappearing because it's a line of sight issue. I don't know what's on the other side of that. I don't know if it's a turn. I don't know if there's like a bear, because we're not going to poke it right, Harry. I don't know if there's a huge pothole. I don't know what is over there because I want to be prepared for anything. And then once I get to this point, I can see, okay, there's a slight turn, and then I'll just make the turn. But if we're going super fast over the crest of the hill, we don't know what our next option is unless you have like a GPS on your dash, which I use Rockform. Link in the description for that. I think it's 20% off right now if you use that link. But it wasn't even that wide of a turn. It could have just focused on target fixating on the road. But still, crest of the hills, watch out for those.
This rider decided to accelerate
Red light
at one point, making a costly mistake.
Can't see much.
In this case, target fixation was the main reason for the fall.
Okay, let's see if it's target fixation. Okay, we're increasing speed. We just shifted. Very good. Oh. Maybe it was target fixated on his speedo, on his dash. Because the road just... I mean, the road is the road. He's looking down. I mean, just focus on the road. Now, here's one of the things when it comes to new riders. Brand new riders. I'm not saying he's a new rider, but we're going to use this as an example. Brand new riders, when you're first learning how to ride the motorcycle, you're like, okay, throttle. You're looking at your hand for the throttle. Okay, clutch. Okay, front brake. Okay, what's my speed? And then you might even like look at your foot to shift. That's a new rider thing because you're not connecting your body to what you're doing. And then after a while, you're not even looking at, and you're doing everything. You're not like this. Obviously, you're not riding like this, but you're not even looking at your throttle. You barely glance at your speedo. Make sure you're not going super fast. Like you're not even looking at your hand for the clutch. And that's because you're getting better and better and better through your skill set. Do you really look at when you tie your shoes, do you have to look at your shoes every single time now? No, not really. Unless you're just hyper-focused on it. I mean, do you look at the spoon when you're eating or are you watching the TV? Like, everything that you do repeatedly, you pretty much don't have to even think about. So as new riders, you haven't done it repeatedly, so you're pretty much looking at it. And that could be a problem when you're riding for the first time on the road with traffic and you're still looking at your hands. You need to be looking on the road. You need to be looking for traffic. So I really recommend you guys practicing in a parking lot, getting used to your bike. I mean, if you get the Smart Rider games, it's a bunch of cone drills. If you get the physical booklet, you're going to get this one too. This has a bunch of other drills also. While supplies last, go ahead and check it out. Links in the store. But this way you can practice, get to know what your bike does. You practice your hand movements. You practice your head and eye, everything. You don't even have to look at your bike after a while. And then you get on the road, and then you're actually just focusing on traffic, which is what we're doing here. That's what you used to do to me? I mean, everyone does that. When I was an MSF rider coach, I would just see people almost like crashing into others or completely missing the cones because they're looking at their hands. And it's like, I get it. It's like cognitive overload. It's like, what was I supposed to do? I don't know. All right, going a little too fast. Going a little off-road. Made it back on the road. Very good. Hey, look at that. Dual sport. Didn't panic. Didn't slam that front brake. Very good. All right, so listen to the Black Keys.
Going on. Sorry, mate.
Nice little Harley.
Completely my fault.
Yeah, probably passing on the left is not a good idea over
like
there.
One brake light work.
For us, it'd be passing on the right, I guess. All right, let's remember this car, guys.
I think so.
They're curbing it. When I say open lane pattern, when car drivers do that, motorcyclists like to do this version of the open lane pattern. Okay, they pass people to get into the open lane. Motorcyclists like to cut people off to get into that open lane. So we're doing it right now. Like the mentality is, I'm getting in front of this vehicle because there's an open lane there because I don't want to be stuck behind these vehicles. Just relax. Just relax. You cut them off. If they get...
I can't hear ya. What?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, we're on a track. I love it. Finally. Practicing high-speed maneuvers on a track on a closed course, just like you'd practice your slow-speed maneuvers on a closed course in a parking lot or a dead end of a street. He lost
Very
control.
common and dangerous situation
Happens.
where drivers completely ignore yield.
But he's not off a cliff. All right, what do we got? Intersection, watch out for left turners, like this. Hey, double left turner kind of made it through. So when we talk about emergency maneuvers, so you can either emergency brake, emergency swerve, and something they don't really talk about in classes is emergency acceleration. Okay, so we get into here. We're going the speed limit, not a big deal. Oh crap, this person. I'm not gonna be able to stop in time. This person's coming out. I have my escape path. I might have to accelerate through that to get away. Because if I stop, I might be able to stop, but I'm gonna be in their path of travel. I can't swerve right. I can't swerve left. This is where people slam the brakes and say, I had to layer down, I had no options. Hey, we're on a motorcycle. Accelerate. Get out of there. Which he did. Very good. Very good.
And I totally get what he's saying. Oh, squirrel! Squirrel!
Squirrel! We got a crest of the hill and a turn coming up. America.
Almost hit that squirrel. That would have been bad.
All right, when in doubt, throttle out, but we're gonna go ahead and make this turn pretty good. Here we go. Okay. Aim and then go. What do we got here? A little bumpy. We're doing pretty good. Hit some grooves, lost some traction on some wet mud, and we fell down. It is what it is. I like his gear. Was that climb gear? What's with the music? Slow-mo. He's got gear. That's good. All right, we're going around a corner. We got somebody coming out. Okay. Slow it down. Did a good job. Rev bombing. So he's pulling in the clutch. Okay, so just pulling in the clutch and then giving it some throttle for the revs. Okay. Now, when you pull in the clutch, you do remove power to the rear wheel, which means you're not giving it more power to maintain speed. So the only thing slowing you down is basically gravity, inertia, Newton's laws of motion and everything. So it's just kind of coasting. So it will slow down. Now, I couldn't see his hand, so maybe he did apply a little bit of progressive braking, okay? I would prefer you to pull in the clutch and downshift and get some engine braking, or apply some progressive braking. Don't worry about the rev bomb. That's the one thing that's like, you can pull in the clutch, but don't do the rev bomb thing. What do we got? Dude pulls out in front, had to dodge and brake a little. Okay. Side of the vehicle right there. Side of the vehicle right there. It's a Prius, probably? No, I don't know. A little Chevy Spark or something. That was pretty good, though. So, sides of the vehicles. You see this? Let's go ahead and do this. Side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. Okay. Any of these people can come out. I don't think this person's going to come out because there's traffic. So, I don't think this person's going to come out. This one might. Who knows? He could turn right. I don't know what he's going to do. So as soon as I see that, when it comes to the plan method, I'm locating these hazard situations, which is intersections. I'm assessing right now if it's a relevant threat. That's what I'm doing while I'm riding, what I just did. And then I'm going to navigate in the active ones. So if this person does come into my lane, what is my option? Swerving to the right. If it comes across to go to this other lane where this truck is, then my option is swerve to the right. Either way, if he's pulling out, I could swerve to the right. But I want to go ahead and slow down, so I can make a decision a little bit easier at a speed that's a little more conducive to an emergency swerve. So he did good. He did really good. I don't want to put another pen mark. Let's do that. Nice little position. Move back over. All right, here we go. There's that side of the vehicle. Good job slowing it down. What's going on? Found the gap. Handled it. All right. Harder to see sides of the vehicles here.
Why it's essential to
wet road.
Braking on painted lines, especially in such challenging road conditions.
Yep, painted lines a little bit slippery. Oh, lost traction, gained traction once it got back on asphalt. Tires want to grip, especially if they're in good condition. Stalled a little bit, started back up. Very good. Intersection. This is an intersection. Roundabouts, watch out for anybody not yielding. Watch out for anybody coming out. Don't rev bomb, just slow it down, let them in, move on. That's it. Don't know what's happening here. I'm not going to be behind this vehicle, though, for that reason. Be off to the sides. It's hard to Flintstone your way back. All right, so we're doing our head checks. Very good. The person stopped in front of us. Kind of scary. Now we're kind of stuck. It's like, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here because somebody crashes. They're going to hit me, not the car. Swerved out of the way, handled it. Open lane pattern. We moved to an open lane. It's like, it's common. All right, going really fast here. What's going to happen? Somebody crashed. We're going to have to go back. All right, it's time to rescue. Let's see what happened. Do a nice little tight turn. Oh, didn't do a tight turn. Oh, tight turn from a stop.
Tutto a posto?
Tight turn from a stop, guys. Let's see our buddy do it. Hard acceleration, wasn't turning. Look, you can see his head. He's looking to the grass. Guys, this is what the drills. Practice your turns. This slow speed. You guys think slow speed stuff is not useful? It's like when it happens here. Like, do a slow speed, get on the road, and then accelerate hard. Don't accelerate in the middle of this turn. You got to make the U-turn. It's... Yoink. No! Easily snapped a leg right there.
Ti è partito?
Oh, jeez. I so badly want to do a straight line weave around these cones. All right, what's going to happen here? Nice slow speed, straight line. Slow speed, very good. Handling it. Cyclist is passing everybody. Okay. Yeah. Oh, geez. What do you think happened here? Going a little too fast. Spun out. A little too fast spun out. Oh, having fun on the track. Oh, a little low side. Good job at the brakes. Didn't run over your buddy. Okay. New rider almost wrecks on roundabout. A little stretched. We get mad at car drivers doing this to us. Like, we can't get mad. We can't get mad at other people if we do the same thing. Okay? Can't get mad. It's hypocritical. So let's stop. Slow down. All right, left turner. So he's applying the brakes. Very good. Oh, we have another one. He sees us. He dives down because he applied the brakes. Okay, we're going to accelerate out of there. Good job, though. Handled it. Make sure you guys grab yourself a slice of pizza. Thank you for joining the live stream, which we're doing Tuesdays now at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then Thursdays at 5 p.m., we're going to do a different kind of live stream. So make sure you just hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, and we're going to be doing some more stuff around here. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, yeah, look at that. That looks terrible. I can't imagine how the handling... Yeah, I bet you the handling is terrible. I bet you it's terrible. Let's do that. Oh, jeez. Now we got friction zone. Friction zone practice. Pizza part, yeah. We got pizza. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and edit these videos. And then I'm going to get work on a few other things today. I have some booklets and everything. I have to go to the post office. And I'm going to make some chicken thighs. And I'm going to prep for the Thursday live stream at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay? So we're going to have a nice little live stream. The audio is not going to be as juicy as this audio right here, because I'll be using a different mic and everything. But with that said, though, I'm going to head out.